Hello and welcome. This week's advanced posture of the week is Kurmasana or Tortoise pose. Now this one's a doozy as far as flexibility is concerned. So before you try this one, make sure your body is very, very warm, and especially the hamstrings, so that you can find the posture. Good news is there's also a couple of modifications. So I'll roll through the modifications first and then show the deepest expression that I can access. Great. So for the first modification, find a slightly narrow Upavishta Konasana, about a 90-degree angle at the hip joint. From there, internally rotate your shoulders and slide your arms one at a time underneath of your thighs. Now notice the goal is to keep the elbow facing up at first. Right, so slide the left shoulder underneath, or the left arm underneath, then the right arm underneath. Now this is the modification of the posture because the palms are facing up and the legs are not necessarily above the elbows. Or if the legs do get to the point where they're up completely above the elbows, you know that you have enough flexibility to flip the hands the other way, which is really our second modification. Similar to the full expression a little different. So if you do know the hamstrings to be moderately flexible, you can try this slightly deeper expression. Now for this one, we do want a narrower placement of the legs. So maybe about a 60-degree angle at the hip joint instead of the 90-degree angle. Then slide your arms one at a time. This time notice that the palms face up. And get the legs as high as you can above the shoulders. Pull the belly in, and then attempt to straighten the knees. So that's still a modification of the posture, as the full expression of the pose would be with the heels lifted up off of the ground and your ankles pointed. That's a little bit too deep for my practice right now, so but if it's accessible for you, then go right ahead and try it. The traditional entrance into this posture is a little bit different too. Typically, we would actually jump the legs around the arms like you would in Firefly or Titibhasana, but then use your arms for support to lower yourself down onto the mat. Look beyond the arms, hop, work the legs as high as you can up on the shoulders, just like Firefly, but then use your arms to support yourself as you sit down. Extend arms back and straighten the knees, point the toes, and eventually try to lift those heels up off of the ground for your full expression of Kurmasana or Tortoise pose. Again, make sure that your body is nice and warm, plenty warm, especially the hamstrings before attempting any variations. And as a good rule of thumb, remember elbow creases facing up unless your hamstrings are very, very flexible. Please let me know if you have any questions at all about this advanced posture of the week. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your day and week. As always, namaste.